The Applied Technology Center actually grew out of our 2019 capital master planning process. And before any design work could begin, the team at the college had to define the project, had to define the need, had to define the scope. Once all that was determined, more staff were added to the team and the project specifications were developed. Then once that was done, we had to convince the state and our support counties to financially support the project. Obviously, the merits of the project spoke for themselves. They were readily evident. But that doesn't diminish our sincere appreciation for the level of support we've received from our funders. We were really wonderfully fortunate to have such a terrific team working together to keep us on this very ambitious schedule. The design was completed inside of a year, and last week we received final approval from the state to begin construction.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to also welcome you all to this historic event for Wor-Wic and express our gratitude to our state and local government leaders for their support of this project. The state has made a commitment to fund 75% of this $36 million building project. Wycomico County has agreed to fund 18%, and Worcester will pay the remaining 7%. This level of support for a facility that will train so many Lower Shore residents is in recognition of the important role that Wor-Wic plays in our community. Not only will this new building project meet a real need in the community for credit and non-credit programs that will produce much needed workers for our local construction and business industries, it will change the landscape of the campus with increased visibility from Route 50, expanded parking, and new traffic patterns that will increase the safety of all who come here to work and learn.
I have been looking forward to this day. So many of us have been looking forward to this day. A day I believe we will truly remember as a real highlight for our Shore community. Today's groundbreaking of the new Applied Technology Center is a reminder of Wor-Wic's core mission and the priorities that so many of us share. Training and building a workforce here on the Shore. Training and building a workforce here on the Shore. We have an opportunity now with the building of the new Applied Technology Building to ensure that our students have access to the type of workforce training that will lead to careers and leadership positions, allowing our students to be at the forefront of these applied and emergency technologies. Today is more than a groundbreaking. Today is more than a dedication. It's more than a state-of-the-art multi-purpose building. It's a recognition that we as partners at every level, public and private, are committed to investing in people, to have the best training so our students are in the strongest possible position to be leaders in many different industries. Wor-Wic Community College already has a well-earned reputation for preparing students for real jobs and careers.
I'm excited to be on this soil today because we know great things, especially from the Eastern Shore, happens on soil. I think it's just important to first understand and say how wonderful our community is. Our community is strong, and it's strong in the sense of people having that love for education, love for young people to flourish, but strong because we believe that education is a priority. And today with this technology center getting underway, it is even more important for us to let everybody know about it. Let everybody know that possibilities and dreams can come true right here at Wor-Wic Community College. The state has ready and always been prepared to be there and will continue to be the support system. And on today, I support this project and many more to come, because when education is looked at in this community as the turning point or the direction to provide us economic stability, then we're all going to flourish. We're all going to be in a much better place.
On behalf of the County Executive's Office and the County Council, I'm very appreciative to be here today. The number one refrain that I hear from local business community is the need for talent. That need was great prior to the pandemic, and I think the pandemic has even magnified that need. So if employers can't find skilled workers, we have to develop them. We want to clearly address the supply side of the job market, particularly as industries rapidly move towards innovation and technology. It's important that we have an educational facility to provide learning for that emerging need. This facility creates the infrastructure for us, collectively, as a community, to create a pipeline of trained talent for industries throughout our region. Creating that pipeline offers good-paying career opportunities for our residents and encourages them to live here and thrive. I strongly believe that the county that trains will be the county that grows.
The Worcester County Commissioners are proud to be Wor-Wic Community College partners to offer a wide range of degrees, continuing education, and workforce development programs. As a longtime Wor-Wic financial partner, we recognize that as we break ground today, we are expanding those pathways even further. As campus program offerings are broadened, our business communities enlarge and become more vibrant, as well to widen the opportunities for youth to secure meaningful careers in their fields of choice right here at home on the Eastern Shore. And Worcester County is very proud to be a partner with Wor-Wic Community College.
You've heard the speakers talk about the impact of this project, but I want to share some additional details about this 40,000 square foot building. The east entrance of the building will welcome visitors in a large lounge area that leads to a 1.5-story wing that includes several flex labs, industrial HVAC, welding, makerspace labs. The CDL and welding simulation rooms and a classroom are also located in this wing. The multi-story wing includes offices as well as study areas and conference rooms. The second floor will feature faculty offices, additional study rooms, a classroom, a computer lab, and a conference room with a glass wall that overlooks the makerspace lab below. The third floor of the building includes an additional conference room and the college's information technology department. You see, every time we build a new building, we have to move IT because they have to keep growing for all the IT infrastructure that we support in our institution. This entire project, well, I should talk about phase two. The phase two of the project, which will consist of a new entrance road and expanding parking lot in front of Brunkhorst Hall, will begin next summer. And it's going to continue through the fall of '22. So the entire project is expected to be completed by the spring of '23. I want to take a moment to revisit Wor-Wic's past, because you'll see just how far we've come, but also how we've almost come full circle. Wor-Wic began in 1975 as a college without walls. We didn't have the internet back then, so learning wasn't online. Instead, the college rented space and held classes all over our community. Some of you probably remember offices in the old Salisbury Mall, classes at Asbury Church, the bicycle shop on 13, the culinary and hospitality program in the Strip Shopping Center on Route 50 in Berlin, and the Criminal Justice Academy in Lemon Hill Lane, among other locations. In 1992, a decision was made to build the campus on this incredible piece of land. And what a great decision it was, right here fronting Route 50. In 1994, the campus opened with a couple of buildings. What is now named Brunkhorst Hall and the Manor Technology Center, named for the founding president and my predecessor, Dr. Arnold Manor, the bookstore, and the maintenance building that was later remodeled and expanded. That was all that was here for the original campus. 5 years later, in 1999, with the support of Dick Henson, the college's first major donor, the Henson Center opened, originally for science, math, nursing, and radiologic technology. I arrived in 2000, and Guerreri Hall was designed and constructed and opened in 2001 to house the Eastern Shore Criminal Justice Academy and our law enforcement programs. The Guerreri family became the second major benefactor to the college. It's interesting also to point out that Becker Morgan was a design consultant for the Henson Center, and they were the architects of record for Guerreri Hall. The college continued to grow, and the Hazel Student Center opened in 2005 after we partnered with the city of Salisbury, and we built the water tower and brought municipal water and sewer from Hobbs Road at the stadium to the college. The Jordan Center for Child Care and Education Programs, right over there, that opened in 2006 in remodeled space vacated by the maintenance building when we decided their home wasn't big enough, and we moved them down the road and expanded their operations. These buildings were followed by Fulton Owen Hall in 2007 for business, hospitality, and culinary, and the college's workforce development operation. In 2011, Shockley Hall opened to support the growing nursing and health professions programs that were developed and expanded to address the healthcare workforce needs in our community. We more than doubled the size of nursing. We increased radiologic technology by 25%. We expanded EMT paramedic and introduced new programs in physical therapy assisting and occupational therapy assisting that complemented our non-credit programs in certified nursing assistant, phlebotomy, medicine aid, among others. And we obviously weren't done. Every Wor-Wic building addresses a specific workforce education and training need for this community. Over 90% of our students stay and work and live in our community. Even after, that is great. That is great. Even after they go on and earn advanced degrees, they come back and they live and work and grow our economy. Our graduates provide the quality trained workforce to meet the needs of our business community. Now, when I was identifying the campus buildings, I hope you noticed that every building has a name in recognition of the significant philanthropic support that this college has received from members of our community. Well, I'm delighted to announce that this building has a name too. And it's a familiar one. Through the generous contribution from the Patricia and Alan Guerreri Family Charitable Fund, this building will be named the Patricia and Alan Guerreri Technology Center. Alan, it is so great to have you with us today, and we sincerely appreciate all the support that you've provided from the 90s through today. Your generosity, not only to Wor-Wic, but to institutions throughout our community, have had a significant impact on the lives of folks from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, from our Lower Shore region. But today, I have to admit, I'm most appreciative of the fact of your continuing commitment that you've shown to Wor-Wic Community College.
On behalf of the Patricia and Alan Guerreri Charitable Fund, we are proud to continue our support for Wor-Wic Community College with this new technology center, providing opportunities for people in our community to adapt their learning for the changing job requirements of today, and more importantly, tomorrow, is what Wor-Wic is all about. After all, they've been doing just that since 1975. That's something we feel strongly that is worth supporting. And having served on Wor-Wic's foundation board and 2 capital campaign committees, I've seen the level of care, dedication, work ethic, and pride that goes into Wor-Wic serving our community with the necessary educational and training programs needed. It's impressive, and something we all can be mighty proud of and mighty grateful for. Thank you, Ray, for your untiring leadership, and thank you to your team and to all those who volunteer their time and treasure for their tireless dedication to training local people for local jobs. We are a stronger community because of what you do.
Dick Henson became Wor-Wic's first major contributor. And the Henson Foundation continued that commitment, and it's wonderful to have them with us today. On the same stage with Alan Guerreri, I understand it was Dick Henson who approached Alan for his initial gift to Wor-Wic. So we've come full circle with our 2 major donors in tandem once again. We asked the Henson Foundation to speak today in recognition of their support to kick off a major fundraising campaign we titled Preparing for a Stronger Tomorrow. Recognizing that there are equipment needs in this new building that won't be funded in the construction budget, I went to the Board of Trustees with a proposal to begin a campaign to raise the anticipated needed funds. However, we know that technology has a very brief lifespan. Anything with technology needs to be replaced within 5 years if we're lucky. Yes, Ruth, I see you smiling. So all the new technology that we're going to be introducing in this building, it's going to have to be replaced, and it's probably going to have to be replaced sooner than we'd like. Consequently, we've added a second component to the campaign to increase resources to expand our technology endowment so that we'll have the funds needed to keep the technology current for our training for our workforce. This building is going to be equipped with welding simulators, CDL simulators, high-tech computer control systems for HVAC and electronics and robotics equipment, laser engravers, 3D printers, the list goes on and on. All of this equipment will need to be replaced over time. Technology is our second greatest annual expense at the college after salaries and compensation. And we need the resources to continue to fund these upgrades to technology, even in the lean years. And we always need financial support for our students. So the Preparing for Tomorrow campaign was born. I want to share our video that we developed to share our story and hopefully encourage interest in the campaign. Jimmy, if you'll cue the video. Since 1975, Wor-Wic Community College has been preparing people in our community for the jobs that touch all of our lives. Wor-Wic trains almost 350 healthcare workers each year, including nurses, certified nursing assistants, occupational and physical therapist assistants, EMTs, substance abuse counselors, phlebotomists, dental assistants, EKG technicians, and medicine aides. About 200 of these 350 healthcare workers are in the nursing profession. Area businesses, large and small, benefit annually from the training that their employees receive from Wor-Wic. Employees who work in their accounting, human resources, and IT departments, in real estate and insurance offices, as well as medical and law offices. We annually provide about 50 hospitality industry employees for all sorts of jobs in local hotels, motels, and restaurants. About 1,000 local law enforcement and correctional officers from 80 different agencies are trained at Wor-Wic each year. Wor-Wic supplies area child care centers with about 25 new child care workers each year. About 75 people in skilled trades are trained in areas such as air conditioning and refrigeration, welding, manufacturing, electrical work, and plumbing. About 60 local people earn their CDL licenses each year after obtaining their training at Wor-Wic. And all of this doesn't take into account our transfer program graduates who go on to earn 4-year degrees before entering the workforce in fields like education, banking, social services, engineering, and other science and math-related areas. 90% of our students stay in our community and contribute to the local economy, including those who earn advanced degrees through the master's and even doctorate. Specialized short-term training programs upgrade the skill level of existing employees for our local businesses. Customized contract training is designed to provide for employers to meet specific training needs and accommodate their schedules. The demand for employees with expanded technological training is increasing. In preparation for a stronger tomorrow, we're investing in new technology like the augmented reality training you see here that we're using in our anatomy classes. We're expanding our offerings to prepare our students for the middle skill jobs of the evolving technology-based workplace. The need is great. This is why I'm asking you to partner with us in a campaign for a stronger tomorrow. If we all work together, I believe we'll have a much stronger lower shore for ourselves, our children, and our community. The Henson Foundation graciously provided me with an opportunity to share our campaign goals and then committed to assisting in achieving the objectives by offering a dollar-for-dollar match for private funds that we raised for the campaign up to $2 million. This is a tremendous gift, and it's a wonderful incentive for the community to get behind the project and double the impact of their individual gifts.
It's really a pleasure to be here to represent the Henson Foundation. Richard Henson was a remarkable individual in many things. For 70 years, he was a pilot. All 70 of those years, from when he got his pilot's license in 1931 until he stopped flying just at the turn of the century, he owned his own airplane. He was a cattle farmer. He started his own airline. He was a test pilot for 35 years, and after he left test flying, he started a small airline that grew at one point to be the 4th largest commuter airline in the country. He's an astute businessman. He only had a high school education, and that was just barely, because his mother insisted that he would not be allowed to drop out and go to work until he got his high school degree, and he did. But he had a mind like an engineer and a designer. And in the later years of his life, when he came here to his adopted home, the shore, he was an enormous caring philanthropist. But in all the aspects of his life, there are a couple of things that are very much related to this facility today. Ray talked about the entrepreneurial aspects and the innovative aspects. Richard Henson was an enormous innovator and the classic American entrepreneur. Dick Henson valued higher education, even though he only had a high school diploma, but he valued as a means to an end, not as an end unto itself. And although he was very generous with SU and with UMES, and we as the foundation carrying on his wishes and using his resources, What he saw in Wor-Wic was very much in line with his feeling about education, higher education. It should be a means to an end. You get educated to gain a skill that, in his words, would improve your lot in life, which was the way he would say it. So the connection to entrepreneurial activity, innovation, and also the connection of what Wor-Wic does. And Ray mentioned the incredible statistic of 90% of the graduates staying here in the Shore. Again, he wasn't native to the Shore. He spent 2/3 of his life in Hagerstown and really the last third of his life here. But this community adopted him, and he felt very strongly about his relationship to the community. So the fact that the Wor-Wic graduates, when he was supporting Wor-Wic, those graduates were staying here in the Shore.
I'm honored to join you on this wonderful day for our region, not only as chairman of the $10 million campaign for technology and technical training, truly preparing for a better tomorrow, but also as CEO of a local business and as a proud, very proud citizen of the Lower Shore. I want to thank the generous, insightful businesses and community leaders who have already stepped forward to support this campaign and help build our future workforce. You've heard from Mr. Guerrieri, you've heard from the Henson Foundation. They've been a key part of it, but we have others that have stepped forward too. They recognize that the best social program in the world is a job, and the best way for a community to progress is to educate and train its greatest resource, its people. Their names, the names of the businesses that have been such a part of making us a success so far, are on this board. Please take a look at it after this event, and be sure to thank everyone that's on that board, because they've been very, very important in our success. It's a real board of honor. With the generosity and community spirit of those on this board, we can now announce that the Campaign for a Better Tomorrow has passed $8 million. That's, being a banker, I can do the math here, and that's 80% of the goal. Now it's the fun and critical time we go public. We ask the community for its support. And the campaign goals are listed on one of the other boards back there. As Ray noted, this campaign will provide funds for needed equipment in the Applied Technology Building, for flexible labs for training in industrial trades, including HVAC, electrical controls, mechanical and plumbing. I'll appreciate particularly the air conditioning today. Hands-on skills in welding, metal fabrication, robotics, and automation. Experience in the 21st century technology such as alternative energy equipment, including solar, geothermal, and wind energy, and certification in heavy equipment operation and CDL training. In essence, the trades and training that means so much for our future economic progress and opportunities that we can only dream about today. It will also fund an endowment to provide resources to help fund replacement technology across the Wor-Wic campus for simulation labs, smart classrooms, the electronic library, medical labs to train our future nurses and medical specialties. It will provide scholarships for students who fall outside of the traditional parameters of financial aid programs, older students, those changing careers, or recognizing that the opportunities and needs of tomorrow are different than those of the past. But that's not all this building will do. The jobs supported by this campaign are an investment. Data shows that a typical community college graduate will earn 24% more than a high school graduate over their career. So over a 40-year career, a community college graduate will earn more than $400,000 more than a high school graduate typically. And that doesn't account for the fact that these technology and technically advanced jobs are going to be well-compensated positions in our community. That 24% number is likely very low by comparison. Those funds will be reinvested back into our community to lift other lives and support other local businesses and jobs. And the graduate will always have that education and technical training, along with the pride that comes from achievement of something important. What the graduate won't have, at least from this community college, is a big student loan debt. The graduate earns more, the business he or she works for benefits more greatly. Education has its cost, but its value is far greater. It's because of all these factors that individuals, foundations, and businesses that are listed on our board are among our lead givers. And it's why over the next few months and beyond, we will be seeking support from across the community. We're at $8 million, but our work has just begun. Many of our contributors are here today, and on behalf of the college, I thank them for their support of your community college and the goals of our campaign. For anyone who hasn't yet been asked or who wants to help, we have case statements, pledge forms, and information about the building available. We appreciate any and all support. We appreciate you being here today. We're going public. Thank you.
And thank you all for the generous donors who supported the campaign thus far. And for those of you who haven't yet, thank you for your consideration.